going on, y'all? Jimmy Macram, Marcus Cash. It's time for a special edition of All Elite Recap. August 22nd. It's a Saturday after the NBA playoffs. I love this fucking episode.
I think it was their best episode, like ever, like of all time.
What? Nigga, for real?
It's up there.
Better
It's
than
definitely up there. Like what, the debut episode? Like it's
like the Pac Omega episode, maybe.
It's
To be fair, that was 30 minutes of the episode still.
yeah. This definitely gets a medal.
Okay.
I give it strong consideration for the best one yet.
Okay, so we started with FTR and Tully Blanchard somehow. Now you watched Dark, and apparently this wasn't even like whatever on Dark.
Yeah, this wasn't even like they've been hinting at it for forever. But I guess the main play here is that Tully defended FTR kind of last week's Dynamite, but at the same time he also shitted on all of them by saying none of them were the champs, so none of them really mattered.
To be fair, he did continue that theme in his promo later about how being the guy and almost the guy are not the same thing. And with a match with I didn't know, I was hoping you knew. Didn't happen. Private Party. Okay, FTR was a private party to me.
Oh my god, is that private party?
FTR.
It never gets old.
It is. FTR to me, this was their best, I don't know if I want to say their best match, but their best performance since they've been in the company. So since I've seen them. They work really good as heels. To me, they had newfound intensity. Tully Blanchard adds a lot just by his presence. His jacket is a little old school for me, but that kind of
old school.
That almost fits their personality. They're kind of
It 100% fits their personality.
He's wearing a 1980s Ric Flair manager jacket, and not J.J. Dillon either.
A little Heenan-esque almost.
Yeah, you know what? It's not Heenan-esque. It's just Heenan.
Well, without the sparkles.
It is sparkly. The fucking icon is sparkly. Whatever the fuck that is in the back, the logo. FTR goes over. That's the best their finishers looked, by the way, ever. Now, I'm assuming that's because it's Mark Quinn, right?
Yeah, it's because it's someone.
If you do the fucking butcher horse shit again, it has nothing. All the other 6 times they did it. Go ahead.
Mostly against the Butcher. But it's easier to lift Mark Quinn than the Butcher, but also Mark Quinn so
Limber?
I was gonna say agile, but I don't think that's the right word for it either. So aerodynamic.
Okay, that's definitely not accurate, but okay.
He just gets a lot more height on it, so it makes the I'm still calling it the Shatter Machine a lot better.
It was very clean.
Yeah.
We're not gonna go into order. We're gonna jump around this thing. As we mentioned, Tully's promo. Afterwards, not his greatest promo, a little sloppy, but it got across the main points. Number one, it established him as like almost full-blown heels now. Working with Tully and Tully's doing talking full-blown heels. Mm-hmm. And then Hangman's interruption, like what the fuck, but a very half-hearted Hangman-esque what the fuck. Like I don't even understand what the fuck's going on here.
Which is easily negated with a beer.
Yes, here, which they had planned, by the way. They knew Hangman would show up eventually, and just give him a hug, buy a beer. And it worked. The explanation is complete horseshit.
And obviously so.
Yeah. That's why it concerns me a little bit that when they turn on Hangman, it make Hangman look an idiot. But you can always pass it off as being drunk.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's his inebriation.
Drunk, he just buys things. I don't know what happened next, but
hold on. The best part of the FTR promo.
Okay, go ahead.
Fear the revelation.
Right. Revelation, for those who are not aware, it's a horseman reference. It's a horseman of the apocalypse in the Bible. And we know they've been building this horseman thing up with FTR and potentially Spears. Yeah, Tully, that seems like an obvious thing. Yeah. And potentially Cody, though that might be thrown out the window now. I don't know yet. We'll have to see.
The fourth guy is just in a flux. Like it's just completely up in the air. But finally, initials for FTR that are decent. Like follow the rules was a tagline for the revolt or whatever. The revelation, the tag team name. It's a stable name. I like it.
I have no qualms with any of it, to be honest. For the whatever, fight the further, I don't care. Whatever. Two messes. That's a good tag team. I got it. I'm with you. Somebody who needs no promo work or no slappiness when it comes to promo is
Whatsoever.
MJF, who crushes everything he's done recently. At least since I've seen him, maybe ever.
He's Barry Bonds in the promo.
Just crushing it. His promo was fantastic. His lawyers might have been better.
Yeah, who is that?
I don't know, but his lawyers segment, he just fucking carried on.
There's two guys that need contracts that have not gotten contracts during this, what do we call it? This pandemic episode. This guy, MJF's lawyer, and Dark Order's promo guy.
You know what? Yes. They both kind of have similar roles to fill.
Yeah. Then just out of nowhere, I still don't know either one's name. I've been looking, and they're splendid.
Very good. Having fucking, what's her name? Jenny?
Who are we talking about?
The chick in MJF's promo.
Smile.
Just having her smile, uncomfortably so, is hilarious.
The whole time. Which, by the way, this was not a promo to smile at. This is a very intense promo, and they're just cheesing away.
I do like the stipulation that the on DDT.
Yeah. Paradigm shift.
Is a dangerous move. It almost ended his career, apparently. It might still have, by the way. We don't know yet. And it should be banned from the pay-per-view match. I like that idea.
It's a very old school ban that guy's finisher.
Yes. Very 90s. What's the last movie they really banned on TV? The only one I remember is the Jackknife. Which was, to be fair, he almost killed the giant, to be fair. So, probably should ban that. I like the idea. And to be honest, as great as this promo was, to me, Moxie's promo was better. Moxie crushed that shit.
Moxie's been on fire.
He annihilated that thing.
He's been on fire. I keep saying, like, Moxie's done his best promo in AEW yet, and then he does another one. It's
Another one.
His best one yet. So I don't know what's gotten into him. Maybe it's his wife leaving the other company, but
It was really good. It hit all the points it needed to hit. He's unfazed by fucking MJF.
completely.
Which is good for a star to look like that.
He's not necessarily burying MJF either.
No. In fact, I like that dynamic that MJF attempts to bury Moxley, quite frankly. The Stone Cold Barrett is a lie. But MJF doesn't do the same. He's a bigger star. I don't need to crush you. Why would I? In fact, he built him up.
Yeah.
I see what's the future of this company, 25 years. I won't last another 16 months.
Which was a hilarious throw-in, because it's so true.
The
way I wrestle, I'm not going to last that long.
I hope you're the guy, but not big deal. That's not happening. I did like that. He said something else. I hope you lose your virginity. I hope something else. It just went off. Like, to me, the way, first of all, his delivery was fantastic.
Yeah.
And it fit his character. This is my favorite Moxie promo ever. And my favorite Ambrose promo, if you were going to try and make a distinction. Yes.
Yeah. And we really like the one he just did last week.
Yes. He's been crushing it. I don't want to keep talking about promos, but they're the main thing in my head outside of the main event. Can we talk about Ricky Starks? Who you have shattered on consistently. And Ricky Starks, on any other show, by the way, he'd be up for a silver medal. I don't know if he ranks this one, but god damn it.
He's honorable mention in this episode. I still don't like Ricky Starks in general. I watch him come to the ring.
Just get to it.
This was amazing. He came out, like, I was so confused because Taz at the announce table just yelling, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've got a new member, right?
Yes.
And I was like, there's a couple, first off, right?
Yes.
Who else is going to benefit from Taz? But also, there was a couple people, I'm like, I'd like to also see this person with these two, right? We had talked about maybe Will Hobbs, for example,
Yes,
as one person.
Giant motherfucker.
Yeah, the guy from AEW Dark. And I was like, all right, he's like, his name's also Darby. And I was like, did they rename somebody like they did to number 10,
That's what I
Preston
thought.
Vance? And they just named him Darby something. And then this guy comes out. I was like, it took me a second. It did take me a second. Oh, that's Ricky Starks. Dressed up in Darby Allin face paint. And that he had emo written on his throat. dressed just like him, but a lot taller, obviously.
Yes, the delivery.
The delivery just drives. It's like these two things are like skateboards and turtles.
No, you gotta do the list. Turtles. It was like, oh my god, you are hilarious, sir. That was fantastic.
This guy's a personality. He does have personality. I'll give him that.
Yes.
I didn't care for his personality before, but he's always had personality.
The beatdown afterwards concerned me a little bit. Now I assume we're gonna do Starks and Darby.
Yeah.
And then do we move on to Darby and Cage?
I don't know, because I feel like we kind of done Darby and Cage.
How? We haven't had the match.
We just destroyed them in general all the time.
That's my problem. Is that, to me, while I like Ricky Starks way more than I thought it did, quite frankly, it is a step down for Darby. It just is. And to me, Cage felt like a chaperone. A violent, abusive chaperone. But he felt like he was kind of above this whole fracas.
Yeah.
You see that, my guy?
He was Diesel to Shawn Michaels. He wasn't the star of anything in that segment.
But I'm hoping we move on to Darby versus Cage after Starks. I want Starks to have a good showing, but I do want to see Darby and Cage. You know what else I want to see? And we've said it several times here.
Tell him, Jay.
I'm about to fucking tell you.
All right.
I wanted to see more Eddie Kingston. I want him to get signed. It was a fantastic promo he cut when he showed up. Why does he not have a gig?
He had a decent match also.
The match was fine. I liked it. The promo to me was the selling point.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And he pops up. There was a 8-man tag match. Blade, Butcher, and the Lucha Bros versus who cares? It's not important.
Jurassic Express.
Whatever. That team won. But the most important part was Eddie Kingston.
The winning team.
The winning team. Okay. Eddie Kingston came out.
The Bucks. Jurassic Express and the Bucks. No, we were wrong.
What was it?
The most forgettable tag team on the company. The Natural Nightmares. And Jurassic Express.
No one I forgot them. Boo.
They stink.
So yeah, fucking that foursome took on people we don't care about. Natural Nightmares and Jurassic Express. Though, yeah, if anybody's gonna win, you want Jungle Boy to get the pinfall or
at least Jungle Boy.
Yes.
Pinfall if his team was gonna win.
And it worked perfectly. The most important thing is Eddie Kingston came out, cut a fantastic promo about how us four travel the road together, paid our fucking dues. We need to stick together as a fucking group.
That's fine.
That's five, including Kingston. And they all bought in. And Eddie Kingston gave us a wink as he is splendid. I love that idea. I don't see how this team fits together at all.
They don't.
Outside of maybe when Butcher and Blade wears his mask and Butcher wears his monocle, they do look like a bunch of demons following the hoodlum.
I was saying, but that Eddie Kingston throws that all out of whack.
Yeah, but whatever. I'm here for it. We'll call it like the Horseman and Dylan, except the Halloween gangster version.
And Dylan can wrestle.
Which I don't think we need, quite frankly. We might want it for the paycheck, but I don't think we need it.
You didn't care for his match that
The
much?
match was fine. I'm sold on the talking. What promo did you not like on the show that you want to bring up?
One of the worst promos of all time.
Okay.
We're gonna have a Midnight Mimosa match.
Hers was not one of the worst promos of all time. That is ridiculous. Let me guess, Cornette didn't love it.
I have no idea. I didn't hear him talk about it.
I'll tell you right now, fucking now. I don't need to know. The promo was fine.
Is that a Jericho bump that you're giving it?
No, the promo was fine. The match is preposterous. It is ridiculous. It is.
The video package. I liked how they spelled everything out in
Yes.
dripping orange juice. It was clever. But it was like a whole bunch of orange juice, a whole bunch of the bubbly, which is a free plug for Jericho champagne.
As much as I really wish Michael Jordan didn't retire the second time, it is something pleasing about not having to watch him go from this guy to that guy.
Yeah.
He was this guy, then he fucking disappeared, he came back, he was that guy.
Never want to see him with the Wizards.
It's something mildly depressing about watching Chris Jericho go from this guy to that guy. To be honest. But he's jumping into it. Like, he's fucking...
I'm jumping all.
If I'm going to be ridiculous, I'm going to be all the way ridiculous. I don't know. It's fine. Not what I want from a third Orange Cassidy Chris Jericho match. If I want it at all. But you gotta have that. You gotta have it.
Yeah. It is what it is. Didn't really care for it. Orange Cassidy got his win. Leave it be. I don't really need the third match.
Fair enough. I'm not gonna argue with you. So just staying on things we didn't exactly like. By the way, there's beat down. We also know. The Elite, Kenny Omega, Kenny Olivier versus and the Young Bucks.
The Young Bucks
versus Dark Order. Nice.
3, 4, and 5.
Match was fine for what it was. It essentially revolved around Kenny Omega being an asshole at the end, wanting to annihilate one of these cocksuckers, which I was here for, by the way. I think it was Matt that stopped him.
Yeah,
of course.
That's the only one showing up to stop him.
Of course, Superman. And first of all, after he stopped him, he tried again, which I love, by the way. No, the chair goes here. All right.
Like you're trying to tell him what he's doing, as if Matt didn't have any idea, didn't understand.
I like this. This is probably the least build, but I like the build up Omega's got for this heel turn. That's gotta happen. I hope he explodes, so to speak. Pause. And I hope it's on Hangman Page.
Gesticulating.
Pause. I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it. Now, one thing I did, a promo I was fine for what it was, but the consequences I really didn't like was the NWA Women's Champion.
Thunder Rosa.
Yes, she's going to be at All Out, and she's going to be fighting Shida.
Karu Shida. It's for neither title.
Which is...
No, wait. Is it for the AEW Women's title?
You're asking a lot of questions, Chief. That's not important. That women's belt nobody cares about. There's 2 tiny titles, by the way. Jesus.
Put them together, they said Omega World title.
Can we make a real belt, please? Hasn't Shida earned a real belt? I don't know what the NWA can do anything about that, but goddamn, that belt looks ridiculous. When it was real, it was different. Yeah, it fits. Now that it looks preposterous, it almost fits too.
Just put some pink on the old TNT title.
That's going to be a bit of a problem. Anyway, this match is fine, I guess. Only problem is it knocks out Go Baker's return match against fucking Big Swole, which is now taking place next week, and it's going to feature fucking Penelope Ford.
And Reba. It's a 3-on-1 handicap.
First of all, it's preposterous. It kind of burns Penelope Ford, quite frankly, but whatever. I hope she does her own thing where she just kind of doesn't get fun with the match.
You talking about Penelope?
Yeah.
I'm hoping Britt Baker just stands outside the ring, never gets in.
I wouldn't mind Swole versus Reba, essentially. Go Big, trying to steal the pinfall. Get her shine. I really want to see Swole versus fucking Go Baker.
Yeah.
That's Dr. Britt Baker, for those who are wondering. We don't really acknowledge her real name anymore.
Dr. Goat. Grit Baker.
Ew. Grit is an ugly word.
She's from Pittsburgh.
Grit is an ugly word. Goats don't have words.
She's not the goat?
Alright, that shit is gross. There's certain things that bother me. I can't even tell you why they bother me. That's a word. That's a non-sexy word.
Never been growled at, huh?
Alright, I think it's time to move on from this entire recap, quite frankly.
Anyway, when Baker got injured, she said that she would be back for All Out.
Yes.
And now her match is seemingly pushed off for Thunder Rosa. You may have heard of her. I have not, because I only watch television and nothing else.
Anyway, I guess they're trying to salvage this women's division. To me, you do that with Go Baker, and that's the end of it. You wait till Statlander comes back, sign up. Whatever happened to fucking Chick Midian? Like, all these things you had. But there was one bright spot.
You could even do that with Big Swole to an extent.
Yeah, there was one bright spot, and I'll save it for later. The tag team tournament final.
Right.
Now, granted, you probably just remember because I hit the fast forward button. I didn't fuck about any of that. Didn't watch it on YouTube, and don't want to watch it on TV.
I didn't even go back for it.
What's Buddy's real name? Allie. Allie and
The chief brand officer.
who appears to be turning heel, quite frankly, which I'm okay with.
Turning.
I love that. Versus the winners.
Ivelisse and Diamante.
Shocked that they won, by the way.
So shocked. Spoiler. Brandy didn't win.
I like that they won.
Yeah. I like the after the win also a lot better.
When they fucking threw down the fucking...
They're on the stage. Medusa's there to give them roses, as per women who win cup tournaments.
Is that equality for you?
Yeah, and
have some flowers, you dumb bitch. I got that. That's what they said. That's what I said.
And they threw them down just to show off their flags.
From what I've seen of them, not granted, I fast forwarded through half the time they've been on TV, but they've been fine.
They're on the rougher side.
Yeah, there's a reason that they're here.
The reason that they were mostly on dark in terms of Diamante and just showed up to the show a couple weeks back for Evilise.
A little depressing, but it's not fucking Brandy who's rough and Allie who's rougher. I think more rough.
Allie's rougher than Brandy?
To be fair, I told you, I skipped the match. You think Brandy's better? I mean, Allie's better?
Yeah.
Significantly so?
Yeah. Like, Allie's got some decent moves that she does, but not overly well, and moves she shouldn't really be doing in the first place.
Actually, there's one thing that bothered me. You know, the main event, we'll call it main event segment, was fantastic and one of the best I've ever had. To me, they dropped the ball on building it up. To me, Cody versus Mr. Brodie is a big fucking match. It's a big fucking deal, and it should have got, especially considering what happened, it should have gotten the goddamn, it should have gotten, not even, it should have gotten the Moxley Hager treatment, where it's built up throughout the entirety of the fucking show. It's a big fucking deal, especially considering what the fuck's about to happen. Don't you want as many eyeballs as fucking possible?
You're goddamn right.
Okay, so yeah. Anyway, main event time. Mr. Brodie versus Cody. I'm here for it. It was splendid. I hate to use that to be comparisons, but Cena versus Lesnar was my immediate thought. All this goodwill that fucking Cena, or in this case Cody, built up, just hands it over to the monster heel, and it worked.
These 5-hour matches that Cody's had every week with Jimmy, Johnny, Thomas, Richard, and Harold that you can think of from wherever. And all of that just for a silver platter to build up Brodie Lee. I thought he was burying himself, trying to overbuild these random people coming in.
Nope.
But no, it was to rebuild Brodie after that debacle of
it wasn't a debacle, that's strong.
AEW title match against John Moxley.
It was a good match. Brodie looked strong. He's not as strong as he did before. But this puts him at...
Is that Jordan comparison? He was here.
This puts him at another level. This puts him at fucking 91, Mike. He's the guy.
I think Brodie now is above where he was heading into his title match against John Moxley.
He squashed Cody. It was fantastic, by the way.
Decisive.
It was good. I liked how shocked everybody was.
Yeah. To
me, Cody laying in the ring, dead after a fucking discus clothesline is a bit much. The thumbs up, also a bit much.
Well, also, he got powerbombed on his neck right before that clothesline.
Okay. Still a bit much.
So he would be a little loopy.
Okay, you're loopy. What's up with the...
Oh, that's after several minutes of being on a stretcher.
Okay, loopy and on a stretcher are not the same thing. We need to clarify what the fuck's going on here.
He was loopy for the powerbomb, then he caught the clothesline. That's why he's laying out dead for the pinfall.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
after several minutes.
Already that's too long. We're not loopy. We're paralyzed. we're dead. We just died in the ring. The post-match attack. I don't have a complaint about this. I love the post-match attack. I love the idea of it. I love the execution of it. I love how it was like this, almost like a stage play. Like all these different things kind of just happened at once.
Yeah. Definitely a lot of parts to get in.
I do wonder if they could have saved it for a later date. To me, fucking Brodie squashing Cody is a big enough finish for the show. You can save that for, I don't know, a week from now. Cody shows up in a neck brace.
Well, maybe they do it, but they film and they air it next week. Maybe the show goes off with Brodie in the ring celebrating, or just at least holding up his belt, everybody doing the claw thing, or octopus thing rather. And then the show turns off, it goes back to TNT programming. When we come in next week, as it turns out, after it went off the air, they were loading Cody onto the stretcher and they attacked.
Yeah, that would work. I didn't feel like it was a lot. I just wondered if they could have. Just a question. Not yay or nay. I'll see what they do next week. Best part of it might have been Anna Jay, quite frankly. Who I
was about to throw that in.
Anna Jay choking out Brandy, like violently, and then Mr. Brodie. That's enough, my child.
Yeah.
There we go.
As like defeated as Randy looked covering up Cody, knowing that it was all for naught and it just wasn't gonna matter. Because assumingly, I thought they were just gonna shove Brandy out of the way and keep stomping on Cody, but nope. Anna Jay, another woman that they could do something with in that women's division.
Yes.
Kind of rear naked chokes Brandy out.
Gotta be honest, it's weird that Mr. Brodie has his code, even though he's not gonna beat up women, by the way. It's a good he did himself. Nope. You got tits, right? This way.
Jesus.
Take her out. Great.
Jesus, Jimmy.
All right, my child. That's enough. Beat it.
Mr. Progressive, Brodie Lee.
I know I saw Dustin. Was the other one out there too?
Dustin Rhodes?
Yeah. What was the other one? His
In
partner.
a tag match.
No. At the finish. He's in the tunnel.
Oh, QC Marshall.
Yeah. So
I think he was laid out also.
Yeah, they both got laid out in the.
They were both dragged out of the tunnel too. Like, so they were laid out right out, like backstage of the tunnels.
Yes.
And then they were brought out to the stage,
Yes.
lifeless.
As fucking sacrifices. That shit was fantastic. And to be honest, they topped it off perfectly. When he dumped the broken shards of the old TNT title onto Cody.
Hit Cody with in the head in a bag first.
He didn't just hit him with it. You ever seen Home of the Clown? It was fantastic. Then dumped the shards on him and said, "That's yours." Which is a fantastic finish, by the way. This is mine. Hold up the belt and we go off the air. I love that fucking segment. I'm so here for
It hit
it.
all the notes.
I'm here for it. To me, he's the guy. He's the guy. That was fantastic. That's all I want from Monster Heel. That's what I wanted from Archer, and that's what I wanted from Brodie in the beginning, but I'll take it now.
Archer wasn't on this show, right?
He was not.
No, there it goes. Again.
He was on last week where he did some random thing. And Snake took his
ripped
shirt
off Jake Roberts' shirt to expose a horrible catchphrase.
As much as I fucking was concerned that they might have done too much, I'll take too much instead of nothing at all. I'd rather you rebuild Brodie almost too strong rather than what you do with Archer, which is
nothing.
He got the snake. Jesus. Fuck it. Anyway, I love that show. You went ham. You fucking thought it was the best show ever. I can't go that far.
He's top 3.
No,
and on the higher up list.
There's no great matches on the card.
It was a great show, though.
It was.
Great match aside, great show.
It's a great show. How do they follow it up? I don't know. They got a lot of shit planned for next week. They always have a ridiculously.
They overstack their cards, Dynamite and Dark.
Always stacked looking, at least. Sometimes they always plan out, but.
I feel like it might be a downer next week. I mean, there's no way they could match what they did this week, but also it's also on a special night again, so maybe they go all out.
Yeah, assuming you go for fucking Mr. Brodie promo, which you have to. Yeah. A clean one. Unless we're gonna just jump 2 weeks like we do FTR and fucking doop doop doop. There's the manager. You missed it. You should have seen it.
You should have seen it. My favorite parts of the Nitro back then.
We'll cut and fucking Cody's back. He's got the belt somehow. You should have seen it. Plug.
Pritchard's Raw on my channel. My battery is dying. I recap the Bruce Pritchard era of Monday Night Raw. Hopefully it's not a long series and he gets fired soon, but give it a follow.
Jesus, how you turn on that as fast as possible. Fucking a couple months ago, I think I got one Heyman's Raw. Now he wants him fired.
They've been good episodes, but there's also a lot of cheese.
Indeed. All right. Post your comments so I can help with them. Like, share, subscribe.